Bryce Harper comment that was made. And I don't remember ever kind of hearing a player speak on this. And maybe it's been said before and I've just missed it, or I talked about it and I just forget about it. But something interesting that Bryce Harper had to say the other day. But what do we got on the text line, Connor? You can text the show at 610-632-0975.
All right, so we had Dave from Mount Laurel earlier who was saying he doesn't want LeBron here at the sideshow. This texter's taking it the other way, and they say, I would go crazy if LeBron came to Philly. In basketball years, he's old, but at the end of the day, he takes care of his body and put up nice numbers last season. And I also think that it would be cool to see LeBron James on the team that I root for.
And that's my point. Again, if you're just tuning in and you're wondering why, because we had a lot of people text in, why are you guys talking about LeBron James? LeBron James opted into his contract with the LA Lakers, but he's going to see how the offseason plays out. And if he doesn't believe that he's going to be playing for a title contender, he's going to request a trade. Do I believe that he will come to the Sixers? Absolutely not. I really don't believe it, like, even a little bit. But I can dream. And that's why one of our topics today is whether or not that does anything for you. Would it do anything for you to be able to say, I saw player X play for my team? We had Yager brought up as an example earlier today. Like, we saw Jaromir Yager wear the orange and black. Like, that's pretty freaking awesome. Even though it was for just one quick year, like, it was pretty cool to see him play for the Flyers. And, you know, right now, as we said earlier in the show, there's really only like 3 guys right now that are like the buzz names. You say the name and there's discourse about them because they're the star. They're a star player.
Oh, Rob Thompson.
No, I'm talking about players, but yes, but Rob Thompson.
He counts.
Well. All right, sure. Sirianni could probably count as well.
Not anymore.
I don't know. I think there's people that still get bothered by him, dude.
Really?
Yeah, Bill and I got a call the other day about somebody thinking he was along for the ride, and we had to sit there and listen to that.
Yeah, and they don't like his personality. I mean, look. The reason why I say players, because I can do that on Dombrowski, I can do that on Morey.
That's fair.
I can do it on pretty much anybody, right, when it comes to front offices and coaches. But when it comes to the players, there's really only like 3 buzzword players right now in Philadelphia. Because Trey Turner's been playing so well this year, nobody can really complain about Trey Turner.
Alec Bohm,
maybe.
As I'm sitting here,
but imagine you're about to do a 4-hour show. Do you think you could talk about Alec Bohm for 4 hours?
Probably 2.
Like, I don't think I could.
No.
I could talk about Joel Embiid for 4 hours.
No, if we're talking about the big guys.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I know how that conversation can go both positively and negatively. There's only a couple of them. And, like, if LeBron came here, like, that would be nuts. Do I think it's going to happen? No. Would I love to say I got to watch LeBron James play for the Philadelphia 76ers? Absolutely, I would love to say that. All right. Do you have any idea when this was said, Connor, this Bryce Harper comment?
I think it might have been. He was wearing like the Phillies Friday night, the City Edition jersey. Hat.
Okay. Because it was at Citizens Bank Park, but they've been away.
Yeah, so it was probably the last Friday night home game would be my guess.
Because I just saw it posted on NBC Sports Philadelphia this morning. The article was... or the clip was like 15 hours old from when the time it was posted on the website, but I saw it this morning when we were prepping the show. And so Bryce Harper was talking about John Middleton and, you know, just how great it is to have a good owner and all that kind of stuff. And you'll hear him talk a little bit about Middleton, but what I really want to talk about is what he says in the back half of this clip, and I don't really remember a player talking about this before. Take a listen to Bryce Harper from what we guess was 2 Fridays ago.
It's just such a great place to play. We all enjoy it so much, and being able to have an owner that really buys in each year is huge for us, and not many teams do that each year. And to have a guy that wants to win and understands the kind of the feel and the heartbeat of the city also, and it helps that the Eagles are good too, because we kind of fight against them a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And it's great. Like, we support them, they support us, but it's that back and forth of like, hey, they're good, we got to be good too. So, they were able to win it this year, and hopefully we could, kind of follow that footstep a little bit.
I don't think I've ever heard a player say that.
No.
Like, it's one thing for us as sports talk radios to say, like, man, look at all the publicity the Eagles are getting. I bet you other teams would want to be talked about on the air. Oh, why do you guys talk about the Eagles all the time? Why? Because they're the best team in town. Like,
easily.
We talked about the Flyers draft earlier today. We talked about the Sixers draft last week, and yet we still found a way to mix the Eagles into a conversation because they're the best team in town. They deserve the publicity that they get, and people love the Eagles in this town. But I don't think I've ever heard a player, maybe a front office because they want money, like an owner wants their team to compete with the Eagles because if the Eagles are really good, people spend their money on Eagles gear. They spend their money on Eagles tickets. They spend their money on road trips, Philly sports trips, going to Eagles games.
I mean, hell, you hear Eagles chants at Phillies games.
Yeah, exactly. But the amount of money that's spent by somebody because the Eagles are good then diminishes how much money they can spend on the Phillies, the Flyers, and the Sixers. So front offices realize this. I don't think I've ever heard a player talk about it that way before. And I love it.
No, I haven't either. But I think when you really take a step back and think about it, if you're competitive and you have a lot of pride in what you do and you see all of the accolades that the Eagles get, you know, if you're Bryce Harper, or Zach Wheeler, I mean, you want to be part of that conversation. You want a piece of the pie. You want to be sort of heralded in that same degree.
They saw that parade.
And it's a healthy competition. Mm-hmm. And I think if you poll a lot of these athletes in the city, I'm sure that you would get a lot of the same.
Now, what I'm fascinated by, or just intrigued by, I guess I should say, maybe not fascinated. Maybe that's too far. We have had this conversation before, Connor, on the air with John and with our audience. I'm somebody that the Eagles can win the Super Bowl, and the next day the Sixers lose, and I'm upset with the Sixers. Like, they're separate teams. Even though they all play for Philadelphia, two of them play in the same building. Like, I can be thrilled to the moon one day, and the next day be upset about, man, is Max Kepler really the big offseason signing? Right? The Super Bowl was right around when spring training was going on. And I'm looking at the Phillies roster going, so this is it, huh? Like, this is all right. Yeah, the Eagles just won the Super Bowl. I'm thrilled about that, but I'm not thrilled about this. I can separate them. There are a lot of people in this city that say, Connor, how many times have you read the text message? The Eagles won the Super Bowl, so I'm good.
Yeah.
Like, they don't care that the Sixers were in a bad place last year. They don't care that the Phillies are up and down this year and have a lot of holes on their roster because they think about the Eagles winning the Super Bowl, and they think about how the Eagles will be good again this year. Bryce Harper, the player, is saying that that's not necessarily the best mindset to have, but the mindset should be, I got it with this team, I now want it with that team. I find that interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it is. It's the way it should be. They should want to be a part of it. I don't know. Like, my biggest argument always on that conversation of like, oh, the Eagles won, we're good, is just, it's not as black and white as like, Eagles win, I don't care about the other teams. It's just, Eagles win, my mood improves in general. And when my mood improves in general in other parts of my life, I take other things that would bother me more and they bother me less because I'm just naturally a happier person in that moment. And that's what the Eagles Super Bowl did for me. So that's just where I think a lot of this fan base is bent at points.
Now, I'll ask you, what if the Eagles win, let's see, Sunday Night Football in December, and the Sixers have lost like 8 straight games? Like, that doesn't do it? Like, you don't get bothered by the Sixers?
I would care less, like slightly, because I'd just be in a better mood because the Eagles are winning. Like, I don't know, when more good things happen to me, I'm a happier person, and it makes the bad things seem less bad. I think that's a normal human reaction. And it doesn't have to do with, like, oh, I'm complacent with the other team. It's just, I don't know, if the Eagles put me in a good mood, they're 1-1 in this town, then I'm a happier person overall. I don't know.
I get what he's saying.
I do too. And, like, on the air, like, from a job standpoint, the next day we're talking about that Eagles game. We're not talking about the Sixers' 8th straight loss.
Right. If we need someone to complain, that's why you and John are here.
But, like, if the Eagles win at 1 o'clock and there's a marquee matchup Sunday night for basketball with the Sixers and they lose, like, I'll be upset by
big games, but I'm just saying overall, generally.
The Eagles set the standard.
They absolutely do. All right, coming up next, we'll get some more